Good afternoon. Now, being the youngest kid here, I'm still looking for my parents who did not come. Today we're going to talk about essentially words. Words, as you know, are important. Words shape our souls and shape, of course, the course of reality. So I will tell you a little bit about words and what this evocates to you. Passion, learning, skills, vocation, expectations, performance, inspiration, tradition, and care. Now, some of these words are, of course, values, okay? Our school that is hosting us here is based on these kinds of values and much more. Now, we are entering a new era where education and AI have to work together, but we need to know the extent. And now the new word that I would like to talk to you about is this. Look at that. How simple is that? But still, it's very important for these two words to cooperate. Now let's start from the problems, because of course we need to solve problems, and AI creates a lot of problems to education if not properly handled. First of all, personalized learning versus your social interaction. If you have a tailor-made learning program, if your child is fully, at home, at ease, the program extremely well designed around him or her, what's going to happen to his or her social life? So that's a problem. And then traditional skills. Speaking out loud, talking to your friends, writing, reading. What happens if these are being replaced by that swish over Instagram or over these platforms that just basically make you visualize and not interact properly? And then, of course, you need to protect your core school values. What I like to recall that ISM has is 3 values. Community. Through our community, we build critical thinking, and critical thinking is what creates action. All these people here are calling to action. So, what should we do? Well, harnessing AI for enhanced education, especially generative AI, can really revolutionize education by doing many things. Here's a small list. Facilitating personalized teaching materials, so your teachers can actually tailor-make something for your students. Monitoring the students. If a student is doing bad or good, it's going to be objectively visualized, objectively reported. Optimizing school activities. How many activities do your children do? Many. How many of these activities are actually based on their vocations? And of course, analyzing data to improve teaching and to give reports to teachers, to parents, to students themselves. Now I'm going to give you 2 small examples on how that works. And I want you to participate with me because it's a very simple question. How many of you feel you are really good, really good in maths? Raise your hand. How many of you? See, my son too. Look at that. Yeah? How many of you feel average? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you feel really poor? Okay, kind of even. That's very nice, very interesting, because usually what happens is thanks to this effect which is called Dunning-Kruger effect, many of the weaker players feel that they're really good at doing things, and just because they're ignorant. So what happens is that AI enhances that possibility for you to understand whether you are really good, average, or poor, and conduct a proper gap analysis. Now, it's very important also to understand another thing, objective evaluation. This is what AI does. I'm going to give you another example, and I would like you to watch this small clip. British Parliament.
Sorry, it must be something to do with my antiquity and background. Could you please repeat the question because I didn't follow it.
Well, very popular today. I've seen that a number of parliamentary colleagues who have disabilities do find it quite difficult getting around certain parts of the state. Given that we're doing this refurbishment work, what can be done to make sure those with a disability are able to move around more freely and the place is accessible?
I'm really sorry. Please, could you do it very slowly and then somebody in English?
Okay, so this is what's happening. Same parliament, same country, both British, but do different accents. We're talking about accents, not even languages. And they did not understand each other. So this is what AI can do. AI could potentially interpret the poor Scottish who was trying to get the redesign of the whole of the parliament in order for disabled people to enter properly and not, stumble here and there. And, he was really trying to get some help. AI could have solved that. So if you speak with a British accent, the British would get your empathy. If you speak with an American accent talking about the lobster, about the hamburger, maybe you have Americans that are empathic with you. And maybe you can talk about the French who are missing their accent and they really would like to participate to this audience, but they can't because they don't understand. Or maybe the Italian accent. The Italian accent is much easier to understand because it's open, people move their hands, this and that. I'm Italian and we speak 31 languages in our country. Languages, not even dialects. Over 1,000 dialects. Can you believe that? AI can solve that. So what do we do then? Well, the first thing we can do is avoid to be passive on AI. We need to promote constructive and creative thinking. Very important. Mitigating knowledge distortion. Think about what can happen in politics. Wars happen because of misconceptions most of the time. You saw that video in the parliament. Think about what if you extend this to, world problems. This leads to wars in many cases. So take, for instance, a very good example of an academy, which is called Khan Academy. They've created this Khan Amigo, which is a fantastic app that allows you to basically combat misconceptions by promoting critical thinking. Very important. Maybe you could be in a situation where you have to create a counter AI to test if the AI that generated that video or article is actually true. So this is very important. So the evolution of that word that I showed you before is this other evolution, okay? So you see now two words out of education, which is of course AI and key. Well, AI could be the key to your education. However, to be extremely honest, you are always the answer. No matter what, you are always the answer. And I normally use Greek wisdom for that. As you may understand, Greeks have literally created all this, and so we need to give praise to this fantastic people. And the first thing that I would like to tell you is about reading. Reading allows you to have vocabulary. Without words, without proper vocabulary, you cannot express your feelings. How can you say something if you do not know the words? How can you express your feelings if you don't know how to describe them through proper number of words? How many times do we say love? I love that chair, I love my wife, I love my kids, I love that window, I love my dog, I love this book. But is it the same love all the time? It's a different love every single time. The Greeks had over 9 words to describe love. Passion love, eros. Love for children, love for their kids, philia. Love for your fiancé, for your husband, for your wife, agape. So this tells you a lot that words count, words matter. And above all, there's a fantastic thing that adds to that, which is to grow the demon that is in you. You have a demon to grow. Demon comes from the Greek word eudaimonia, which means good success of your talent. Good success of your talent means that if you nurture your talent, your demon, you will make the intelligent choice, because there's many different intelligences. There's a critical intelligence, there's a creative intelligence, there's a sports intelligence, there's a mathematical intelligence. But the good news is that you can choose your intelligence. Thank you.